Guys, how you doing today? I had a few requests from a couple videos back about Rhipsalis care. So I have a few of my Rhipsalis here. I don't have all of them sitting here because I have a few of them that are hanging actually upside down in pots, and I I have nowhere to put them. So you can see I've got another one back there, and I have one just kind of laying. But actually, Rhipsalis are very, very easy to take care of. I mean, they don't require a lot of care. They do require some kind of heavy light, but they actually are. Rhipsalis is actually a jungle cactus. So they majorly grow up in trees. They're growing down in rock formations, and they do grow on the forest floor too, but majorly they seem to hang in the trees in a rock formation. So they are epiphytic uh, cactuses. They're a lot different from our regular cactus that we might have in our homes growing that don't really require a lot of water. They still require higher light, but not so much water. But these, on the other hand, they actually grow majorly in Brazil. So they are getting rained on almost every day because it is a tropical cactus. Which I think is really, really interesting because most cactuses would not survive in that kind of an environment, but this one does. Um, they do need a bright indirect light. Um, I grow mine in, I have a couple in a south window here in the winter, and I have a couple in a west window, and that is winter lighting. But in the summertime, um, if I keep a couple in the house, they are behind a white sheer in a west window. And outside, I have mine placed when I put them outside in the summertime where they're getting all morning light. So they're getting pretty much direct sun all morning in the summertime, and then they're shaded by shade tree in the afternoon, so they're not getting that heavy, full, direct sun and heat. Um, they grow really well under grow light. I have one of mine under grow light, and it's doing great. So I haven't seen any issues with it growing under grow light as far as burning or no growth. It's wintertime and mine are still growing. So, you know, anywhere you would have to put it in a brighter light or under a grow light, uh, it's gonna work for this. It really is. So, and as far as your soil, they do like to be kept a little on the moister side than a regular cactus. I let mine dry down about an inch or two, and then I water it again. And they seem to grow very, very well for me. I mean, these here are, they have more of a succulent type leaves on them, and all of them are a little bit different. I mean, you can see all the new growth. See the lighter green on the ends of this one? That's all new growth, and this is winter. So, I mean, shoot, we're almost in February, and this one actually sits in, it's kind of in a corner between a south and a west window, and then I have a grow light. So it's getting a little bit of everything with this particular plant. Um, but she's growing, and she's been growing for me all winter. Um, so anyways, back to the soil. They like to stay a little more on the moist side. I let mine dry down a couple of inches, and Now that is if it, I have a very light, airy soil mixture. So I've got cocoa coir, perlite, and some bark in all of my um, Rhipsalis soil mixtures. You can do peat, cocoa coir, you can do regular soil. Regular soil is fine. You can use like a cactus mix, um, straight. Those would be pretty good. Or you can mix your own soil and just do soil, perlite, and a little bit of bark. You don't have to go crazy with the bark, but you just want it airy. You want it to drain quickly, and that should be perfectly fine for these plants. Um, so yeah, I just let mine dry down a couple inches and then I water them, and they do fine. They're really not heavy feeders. I feed mine about once a month. I use worm castings, so I put worm castings in all of my plants freshly once a month, and that seems to be fine. Every once in a while, they also get fish fertilizer, but um, it, they're really not heavy feeders from what I have read. So, you really don't have to worry about feeding them a whole lot. But I would stick to once a month, especially in the summertime. Um, that way they can put on more growth and stuff and get bigger, keep getting bigger and bigger for you. Like this one here, I think I've had it for 2 years. You can see how big she is. And she was just a small cutting that I got, and it she took off. I mean, she started growing really well, and I gave a lot of cuttings off of this plant. My mom, a couple of friends, and it just does really, really well. I love the Rhipsalis family because they are just very unique and different. Like this one here is very fuzzy. It looks like it might poke you, like a regular cactus, but it doesn't. It's just very, very fuzzy and soft, and I love it. I love the white tips that it gets. It's very, very cute little cactus. And like this one here is, it's a lot more delicate, and it's more of a succulent type leaf structure on it. It's very cute, but I just love the way the Rhipsalis hangs down. I like hanging plants, so these are really at the top of my list for hanging plants, and they're very, very easy to take care of. I mean, even if they dry, if your soil dries all the way down, it's not going to hurt them, because there's a couple times where I've left, especially this one, I've left her dry all the way down, and I don't see any problems out of her at all. So they're very, very easy to take care of and very forgiving. Um, they do flower. I've not seen any of mine flower as of yet. I don't know if they have to be pretty mature for them to do that, but I guess they flower, from what I've read. They flower mostly in the fall and winter, and they can flower in the summertime too, but I'm hearing, and what I'm reading, I read a couple different articles because I wasn't sure about the flowering on these, and the articles that I read are all pretty much saying the same thing, that they flower majorly in fall and winter, so that's something to look forward to, even though the flowers aren't like super spectacular, or, they're just majorly, they're very, very little flowers, but they're still pretty cute. From the ones that I've seen online, they're really a cute little flower. Um, you, and I guess really all that's left is propagation. No matter what kind of Rhipsalis you have, I mean, they pretty much are very, very easy to propagate. You would take a cutting, like say you would cut this part off of this one. You take your take your cutting, and you can see this one has little crazy roots, if you can see it, growing out of her, and a lot of them do, which is very, very cool. But that's how they latch onto the trees and stuff out in the wild. They grow those air roots, and then they latch on, they climb up a tree or down a tree or crawl across the rocks. It's really cool. But all you would do is take your cutting, like say cut it right there, and set it aside for a day or two, let it callus over a little bit, and then stick that part right down into your soil, and it should start taking right off. And I know, actually, I know a few people that I've seen videos on that actually root these guys in water too. So, I mean, I know it sounds crazy, you know, propagating a cactus or a succulent in water, because that's like a big thing with cactus and succulents. You don't want to overwater them, but it works, and I've seen it work. I know a few people that have done it, and it's really cool. But like, say if you have aerial roots on the bottom of it or close to it, you could lay it like this plant. You could say you cut it right here, and you have that portion. You could cut that and then lay it right on top of your soil. And because it's got like a little tiny root right there, it's kind of a bad. I'm trying to find one that has, see this right here? That's all new growth right there popping out. Can you guys see that? It's very, very tiny, but it is new growth. But I'm trying to see, well, like this part right here, it's got little roots on it. You could cut that and then lay that right down in the soil. Very, very cool. But so it's very easy to propagate, and you know, you can give cuttings to people. You can take cuttings and fill your plant out a little bit more, like say if you just have a smaller plant. So very, very easy to propagate too. They're very cute plants. I have, in total, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I have 7 or 8 of them, of the Rhipsalis family, and I really like them. I've been collecting more and more because I really like this species, and it just, if you like a hanging plant and you want something easy to grow and you like the looks of them, I mean, I think they're cute. They come in so many different shapes and forms. It's really hard, I would think, for me anyhow, to find one that you didn't like. I like them all, so that's pretty easy for me. But yeah, guys, I mean, if you have a chance and you can find a Rhipsalis, pick one up. They're super easy. They're very forgiving if you forget to water them. I mean, I wouldn't do that a whole lot, and I wouldn't do it on purpose, but I mean, if you forget it, to water it a couple times. They do like a higher light, so if you have room for a higher light plant, I say go for it because they're cute, and I really love these fuzzy ones. I just got another one. It's called Little Mouse Tail that I got, and I love her. She's super cute. I can't wait for her to get bigger. But I think that's it, guys. That's pretty much all I can tell you. There are a lot of different kinds out there, so you know, if you just kind of type in Rhipsalis, it will come up with all different kinds of ones, and then you can pick the ones out that you like. Like this one here is a Telecarpa, and it's very, very cute. I love it because it's fuzzy. It looks like a regular cactus, but it's not pokey. It's very, very soft. But alright, guys, that is it. Let me know if you want to know care on any other plants that you may have, and as long as I have that plant, at least one, I will try to do a care video on it. And you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.